I'd like to tell you how I know that this karma clearing works and how it can work for anybody. I've been reading for people for most of my life now, and all over the world, all kinds of different clients. We have this evolutionaryhumandesign.com website, and we're offering this very particular training in karma clearing and an advanced relationship training as well at the same time. This is in Austin, in Texas. But I wanted to tell you how I know that karma clearing works. And this is something anybody can apply in their life to release themselves of all kinds of burdens, habit patterns, difficulties, and things that come out of this and other lifetimes, that come out of ancestral connections and all these different ties that we have. So, my story, and bear with me, it will take a minute or two to tell this. Some of you may know I wrote a book on human design. It came out through HarperCollins in 2009, and it's now in 15 language versions all over the world. And one of the versions ended up in Taiwan, in China. And I was approached one day by this young lady who had read the book, and she said, "We'd like you to come and teach this system for us." So I would pack my bags and made the trip and started teaching, and in China. And the classes were very popular, so I ended up going 3 times a year to teach. And 3 times a year, with all the information and the understandings I had about human design, I started to run out of materials. And they said, "Well, look, everyone wants you to come still, so just try something different." So I thought I'd always wanted to go into the unconscious side in the human design chart, what has been called the design side. We might say this is the ancestral side or the past life stuff that we have that's in our chart. So I went over there, and a very receptive group of students were there, and I set it up as a 2-day course. The first day, we were going to look deeply into relationships. We were going to look into how things turn into a relationship rather than a relating, that we start developing patterns and habits in how we introduce ourselves or interact with people that are very familiar to us in our life. And we always develop and use the same patterns each time. So we went on the first day, we went into the conscious side of this, what has been called the personality side in human design, and we just see what are the patterns that we engage there, and what are the kind of defense strategies that we put around us, because we don't necessarily want people to see exactly who we are or where we are in our life or how comfortable we are in our life. So we did that. We did it in a very meditative approach. And then the second day, we went into the unconscious side, the design side. And I open up the morning with a meditation always, just to get everyone present and clear and ready. And then we had a look into the unconscious relating. I would say in about 10 seconds, everyone, without exception, in the room was crying their eyes out. They were crying and weeping. Some of them were so deeply moved, they would fall off their chairs and be on the floor, and they're rolling around on the floor and just crying their eyes out. And I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, what on earth happened here? And I turn to my translator friend, and she comes across to me, and she said, I say, "What's happened? What's going on here?" And she says, "All the ancestors have come into the room." And when I tuned into that, I could recognize, oh my goodness. We're looking at the unconscious Venus. We're looking at the feminine line. We're looking at the whole story all the way back through time. How women have not been able to express themselves freely in life. How their whole experience of love has been so maneuvered by the society around them. How many things they were not able to fulfill in their own lives, and sure enough, they pay it all forward. And in this room, in this group of people, they are all recognizing this is what's happening for them. They've been approached by all their ancestors with all the support and encouragement and everything that could take them forward in their life to release all these difficulties, all these karmas, all these traumas and things, to release them. And the thing of it is, All of these things are in your chart. They're just there. And the whole thing is how to recognize them and how to transform them. And so we went into this process, this karma clearing process of looking at how life is experienced in a very low level frequency. And then how to move that low level frequency. What's a key to move out of that low level frequency to take it into a higher frequency? What's needed for that to happen? And so we went through this process very gently. And by the end of the day, we had a completely different set of experiences going on. Everyone was in a state of shock in a way. They were so relieved that they'd recognized how to return perhaps a dull relationship into a new, fresh relating. So certainly that experience made my hair stand on end. And I talked to some of the people afterwards, in perhaps weeks and months afterwards, how they'd experienced it all. They feel like their life is so different now. They feel like they're walking out of a swamp. I've had one or two people tell me that in times after this, they've gone to have psychic readings with people, and one of the first things they've been told in their psychic reading is, you don't have any karma. It's all gone. You're free. You're free of it, and so is your whole ancestral line. So what to say? This is an extraordinary process that became evident to me and was revealed somehow or other to me to follow through on. So as I say, Carola and I were offering this training in Austin, Texas in April 2025. It's on our website. Have a look, evolutionaryhumandesign.com/ART, the Advanced Relationship Training. We have a completely different way of looking into relationship according to human design, completely different from what's being taught so far. And the karma clearing. This will absolutely change your life. There's no two ways about it. So please consider yourself invited. Look forward to seeing you in Texas. evolutionaryhumandesign.com/ART-KC. Come and join us for a truly extraordinary experience.